Seems like that when people are afraid, they look for a cave to hide in. The first reference of a cave in the Bible is when Lot came out of Sodom and Gomorrah. He had obeyed God, that he began to waver in his faith. He began to question the decision that he made. He became depressed, afraid, discouraged, and he found a cave at Zoar. And he found a cave at Zoar, and he went in it, and he got drunk in that cave. His world was caving in, and he found a dark place because he was afraid, and he was worried, and he was defeated. Fear is a dark room where you develop your negatives. Fear will paralyze us from our purpose. Fear will blur our reality of a living, powerful God. Fear will cause the devil to have a square dance. He loves it when you become fearful and enter in. People were in trouble when God's people, the Israelites, were being invaded by the Philistines or some other alien nation, that they would run. The Bible says of Gideon's time that the people of God hid themselves in the caves and in the dens in fear and trembling. The normal reaction when people are afraid is to hide. Caves of depression and caves of isolation. That when we get hurt, when something happens, we retreat. And we cave in and go into that dark place and live there, isolate ourselves. There are two great dangers about caves. Joshua 10 and verse 16 tells the story of how that Joshua, he commanded that a large stone be rolled in front of the cave. Now I want you to listen carefully, because the hiding place has now transformed into a prison. Has now transformed into a prison. If you retreat and hide in a cave long enough, it'll become a prison. Now the hiding place was a prison. I know what it is to be hurt. What has happened, and go into a hiding place, and if you don't get over it, and if you stay offended and hurt, then that hiding place will become more than a hiding place. Emotionally for you, it will become a prison. And once it becomes a prison, here's the critical thing. Then there came a time when Joshua called them out, and he hung those 5 kings, and then he did something strange. He took their, and if you stay there long enough, it won't just become a prison, but it'll become a grave. If you don't let go of what happened, the cave will become a grave. If you carry an unforgiving spirit, an unforgiving attitude, it's going to take me up. I'm not just going to grow roots of rejection and roots of offense and roots that make me hate God and bitter against God, a root of bitterness. I'm not going to be bitter against